This is Sizzle in the Middle, Adventurize Your Midlife. I am here with Dr. Marcy Cole. Hi, Marcy.
Hi, Tracy.
You've been a holistic psychotherapist for 15 years. And Marcy, you had some really interesting things to say about the difference between survivors and thrivers. And let's talk about that. There were 5 things.
Yes. The first thing, yes, because we had that discussion about what really constitutes thriving in our lives versus just going through the motions and surviving. And the first thing is really the importance to feel what we're feeling. What we resist persists.
Yes.
So thrivers don't ignore what they're feeling. They go into it. If they've had an adversity happen in their lives, they have to go into it, they have to grieve it, they have to have time to sort of go to the original wound, work it through, heal it, and move forward.
You know,
the first step is feeling.
And it is so important to be authentic. I've been really exploring that in my own life and the importance of being your truest self, and I think it does start with those feelings and really being okay with feeling the feelings, whatever they are, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go to the second one. You talk about optimism.
Yes, this is about having a general sense of optimism. And we're talking, in Los Angeles, we talk a lot about wealth consciousness, which means that once we've felt what we need to feel and let it go, then it's time to focus on what we have versus what we don't have. It's time to focus on what happened versus what didn't have happen.
That's good.
And that breeds more, that leaves room for more good to come into our lives.
I love that. And I love this quote, success or happiness is not having what you want, it's wanting what you have.
That's exactly right.
Right?
Being
So
present with it. Yes. And people feel your energy. If the glass is half full, they want to know you. They want to work with you. They're attracted to you. And again.
And it's bringing things to the table instead of looking for people to rescue you, right?
That's absolutely, yes, that's correct. Mm-hmm.
So, and then now you also talk about having a silver lining.
Yes, silver lining theory. You know, life becomes really fun when we can choose to look at every event in our life as an opportunity for learning.
Yeah.
Right? So life becomes an education. It becomes a classroom. It becomes a playground. So looking for the silver lining in everything, so many people who have had trauma happen to them, if they really go into it, feel it, work it through with an optimistic lens, right? And they choose to see the silver lining. Many of them will say that was a gift. They never would have thought so in the moment, but they'll look back and say, you know what? That illness that kept me on my back for 6 months awakened a consciousness in me that I didn't even know I had within me.
And speaking of surviving and thriving, I think we do want to thrive. And sometimes adversity makes us feel more alive. Not that we ever want to have adversity, but there is a sense of like a sense of purpose.
Yes.
And when things are just going just fine, sometimes we can fall into that. We can kind of get into a funk.
Well, it's also about gaining confidence in our ability to be resilient. And you don't know when you're not challenged. You want to raise your kids, on one hand, you don't want them to experience any pain. On the other hand, you want them to have life's experiences in order for them to learn their own inner strength.
That's great. Mm-hmm. And your fourth thing is about giving back.
Yes. So, those people, and I'm sure you know them, and you might be one of them yourself, that have faced a lot of difficult times in their life. You can either choose to be in the bubble, or at some point in time you can say, I'm going to use this experience and give back to the greater good. Mm-hmm. And you look at the Christopher Reeves of the world, right, who became the face of
exactly.
So we have a choice. We have a choice to be able to give back in a way that then our life is not for naught, right? And then all of a sudden things start to make sense.
Yeah.
And for the sake, the good sake of all, ourselves and everyone around us.
Well, the perfect segue is your 5th point, and that is gratitude.
Gratitude, attitude of gratitude, absolutely. Gratitude breeds goodness, right? And when we exude that kind of energy, when we choose to remember and to focus on what in fact we are grateful for on a daily basis, we go out into the world with that energy, we go out into the world with that kind of vibration, and more blessings are attracted to us in response to that. There's no question.
I find, Marcy, in gratitude, when I'm feeling down, if I start thinking of things I'm grateful for, it's an instant boost. It does work.
Yes, absolutely.
It just takes you to a different place.
Mm-hmm. And when someone's in gratitude, there's a sense of humility. right? And with humility,
Yeah.
you know, we get back in touch with our divine human nature. And when you know, when you've given to someone and they're grateful, it's not about you getting stroked and pat on the back, but you're attracted to wanting to give more, right?
Yes.
Because the energy is so yummy and delicious and really comes from a place of love and
Well,
really divine energy, actually.
And this has been so great, and I am so excited to practice thriving. Practice thriving
Guess
instead
what?
of just surviving.
No, we go from surviving to what did you say?
Surviving.
Reviving, but we will land
We just
as
did that,
thrivers.
didn't you?
Right
And
on,
Marcy,
sister.
also I want to tell you guys that Marcy is the executive director and founder of a fantastic organization called First Tuesday USA, firsttuesdayusa.com. And where else can they find you when you have your psychotherapist hat on?
They can email me at marcycole@gmail.com.
She's everywhere. You'll find her.
Thank you.
Thank you all. And
Keep
remember,
thriving.
adventurize your midlife and keep on thriving.